There we go. Okay. So let me just kind of just show you, this is the book As in Heaven, Life in God's Kingdom Now. And again, we're using it with the Mighty Man Network for our men to be able to just study this in small groups across the country. There's different groups that are happening in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan. We're just going to be starting some in Manitoba. There's a group out in Prince Edward Island and even some in the Toronto area. So we've got guys right across the country that are using this book as a kind of a blueprint, and we're using it as a blueprint to disciple men to become men of the kingdom. So just really encourage you, if you get a chance to, you can order it from us at the office here, or you can order it at Amazon. You can get the audio book, or you can get a hard copy. So hopefully get one of those and you can start reading it. And there's a great application section in the back of each one of the books. Let me just go to this next slide. So this was the Mighty Men of Manitoba. These were the three youngest boys at the father-son rite of passage, and they were they had their shirts on, but then they took them off, and they were doing some Mighty Man poses. So they had a great time, these young guys, with their dads. Let me show you this video. This was the tube ride that we were going down, and I wasn't going to go down, but they kept on saying that I better do it, so I tried it. So take a look at this, guys. All right. Actually, does he need a push? Oh, just need some. Here we go. Whoa! No. Whoa! Oh, a little bit of a wipeout at the end.
Oh. I'm surprised they have hills in Manitoba.
What's that?
I said, I'm surprised they have hills in Manitoba.
That was kind of right on the eastern side of Manitoba, right near Ontario.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we were there with 69 Mennonite guys and their sons, and they just had this bright idea that they would try this. So let me show you this video. We went over 8 different guys. There goes.
I wouldn't want to have been the first guy.
And I wouldn't want to have been the last guy. One of the highlights of all of the men retreats always is the worship. And you can see some of the young guys worshiping in the back. And it was fathers and sons that were leading us. And it just really set the atmosphere for this weekend. And it does for every weekend that we had the Mighty Man camps. One of the things that we do quite regularly at the camps is we have the breaking generational iniquity. So we had taught about this with David and Bathsheba and the difference between sin and iniquity. And then each one of the young men and each one of the dads have an opportunity to renounce an iniquity. That iniquity might be anger, it might be lust, might be lying, might be feelings of inadequacy, whatever that iniquity is in their life. And so what they would do is they would take a log. You can see the one son there in the back there. He's got a log in his hand. They take that log, they throw it in, they repent of the sin, and they renounce the iniquity. And then a dad and a son and the pastors would gather around each of them and pray for them. So we had 2 fires going because we had about 30 to 35 in each group. And then that took like about 2 hours of just ministry around the fire. So we had a great weekend at the Mighty Man Advance. One of the things that we do, as you'll know if you've been to one of ours, is we do the blind trust walk. This was the first time that we did the blind trust walk in the snow. I actually took them out onto the lake, and we did one of the Mighty Man talks there. We did one of them at the top of the tube run, and we did a couple other ones. And we talk about 4 things: the man in his words, a man in his work, a man in his walk with God, and a man and his how we should treat a woman. And so each of the dads, one of the dads will share on each one of those things, and then it's a time to just share and pray and bless their son. And again, we had two different groups that were going. The pastor led one of the groups, and I led the other group. And we just had a great time doing this at the Mighty Man Advance. This is a group of the men. You can see right there, we had the tiki lights and the big fire. And what was unique about this one is you'll see around my neck and see that some of the boys are holding it up, is that we had a medallion. I forgot to wear mine today. And we just had a medallion that said Mighty Man Camp 2025 and Malachi chapter 4, verse 6. And so this was all of the men that came. And what we did is we called out, I think, 35 sons into manhood. So it was a powerful time where a dad would just call his son and say, Tim, come forth and be a man. And then everybody would cheer them in. And then what they did is they broke off after all the boys had come in and been welcomed into manhood and cheered for. And then their dads found a quiet place where they could pray a blessing. So either up in the cabins or over in the cafeteria or on the veranda. And then I took 10 of the men that were there without a dad. Some of them were single, some of them were married and had younger children, and a couple of divorced guys. So I spent an hour around that fire just blessing each one of those men. And again, it was just a powerful, powerful time on the weekend here. This is Pastor Abe and his two sons, Caleb and Cody. And I'm just going to let them share the testimony of what they felt about this weekend.
Saw your father this weekend. Just tell us.
It was an honor, honestly. I know being a pastor's son is the world puts a lot of pressure on being perfect, and my dad has never pushed anything on me. He's always just been my father, so there's been no extra pressure being a pastor's kid. So, and seeing him be able to just put blessings on me and encourage me it's really been just an honor, honestly.
Awesome. Good. Caleb, what's it meant to you? What did it mean to you this weekend to get blessed by your dad?
Oh, it meant the world to me. A lot of times, a lot of these things, maybe in our mind, we think, Dad appreciates us or he loves us and stuff, but then to actually put time aside, and then to hear that from him, it means a lot. And to see a lot of dads here with their kids, and to see everyone in a bit of a different light, everyone being a bit vulnerable and just, it's very encouraging to see men in it together as one, as you said. So it's been very encouraging to hear my dad.
And Abe, what does it mean to you this weekend to just take time to bless your sons?
Yeah, I think, as a dad, I think you feel like you're affirming your children on a daily basis, but what I realized is I don't actually speak directly blessing to them often enough. It's a bit of even challenging to do it, but it's a good challenge because it forces us as dads to intentionally think about, okay, so there's ways I'm telling my son just automatically that I love them or that I appreciate them, but when I actually sit down and write it down and think about it, it's like the depth of gratitude that I found rising in my heart, and just the thankfulness, and it was powerful.
Good. Thanks, guys. Right, and
I'm going to show you another testimony, but just before I do, the sons range from about 12 or 13 into their early 30s. And the reason that we have such a wide range of sons is because this culture of blessing is something that is not done normally in our Western culture, in our Western civilization. So this was just a powerful time of blessing. And here's another testimony from one of the worship leaders and his son, who is also on the worship team, and his younger son.
saw your father this weekend. Just wanted to find out from another father with two sons here, what did it mean to you to be blessed by your father this weekend?
It meant the world, honestly,
Yeah.
because words have like so much power, and just to be able to like hear my dad like come and just bless me, and like just him speak it to me, like in your back in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, my dad loves me, but like to hear him actually like bless you, and like that was just, it meant the world to me.
Good, good. What about you? What did it mean to you to be blessed by your dad?
Yeah, well, I always kind of knew how much my dad loved me and stuff, but having him actually bless me like that, it like made it more real to me, and like just the little things that he mentioned that I didn't know he noticed about me. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And what about you as a dad? What did it mean to you to be able to bless your sons this weekend?
Like Philip was saying too, like it meant the world to me too. Like I've often thought about the blessings, how the Bible teaches about blessing your children and stuff, but I never took it to realization, and it just opens opportunities to grow closer to each other, and just to have that intimate relationship. And I truly believe that this weekend has opened that door.
Amen. Good. All right, let's give these guys a big hand for.
So overall, it was a very powerful weekend, and Norm, you'll see on the left side with his son, and Norm was one of the helpers. He was the one that actually designed the Mighty Man medallions, and we're going to use that at all of our camps, the Lord willing. We're going to get a bunch of those for the one in Nelson and the one in PI, and for our one in Caroline. Also one up in Lacrete, and we just keep getting asked all the time to do these things, so we're going to get a big box of them. And you'll see there on the right, your left, that was one of the dads talking with the sons after one of the other dads had kind of been sharing about a man and his work and a man and his word. And then we gave opportunity for the dad to talk with his sons as well. So that was really good. And then we wrapped up the weekend on Sunday morning with communion. And so I was just had some points up there. And then we just asked them to take a moment to ask themselves, is there any sin in my life that I need to deal with? Is there any unforgiveness in my heart towards anybody? And am I living in the fullness of Christ's victory? So after a complete weekend of teaching, training, having fun, that's the way we kind of wrapped it up. And we just had, it was just an incredible weekend. And on the trip back up to Winnipeg, it's about 2 hours to Winnipeg to get to the airport. The pastor says, we're going to plan one for next year for sure. And then we're going to go even deeper. I was telling them is we're going to be studying this book on the kingdom, and we're going to be talking about what it means to be a kingdom man. So our mandate is to disciple men and equip them to disciple their sons. So that's really what happened on this weekend.